Okay, my name is Cindy Chalou. I'm the Associate Director of the Office of Study Abroad, and I've been here for 16 years. I also oversee the leadership in reaching out and better serving diverse student population.
My name is Jennifer New, and I am an academic advisor and study abroad coordinator for the College of Commerce and Sciences. I have been involved with study abroad since I was in graduate school here. I did a practicum with them, and then I took over the role as coordinator in 2008 for Commerce. I think that study abroad is incredibly important for all students. I think that it gives individuals an opportunity to experience things in ways that are very difficult to experience if you're remaining in your home country. And so in this experience, students learn a lot about cultural difference, about intercultural communication, about how to navigate in situations that are unfamiliar. And so it gives you a lot of skills that are transferable and that are very useful in your future, in your career, in your general life.
Within the U.S., we have such a diverse population now that it's critical that we as Americans understand the differences and the different cultures. The first area that's not thought of commonly are male students. It's a cultural difference. The females are often wish to have a more rounded education, whereas male students there's lots of male students enrolled in the hard sciences and the engineering, and they're on a career track. And so they see study abroad as kind of a distraction from their goal. Other sort of basic reasons is that male students don't plan ahead as well as female students, and sometimes they just miss out because it's too late.
In our college, I also think it varies by major, and so a lot of communication majors and advertising majors go. Some of the other majors, not so much. Part of that is because of the curriculum that they have. Part of it is because of the programs that are offered, and so it's harder to go if you're interested in film production.
There are socioeconomic issues. It is an added cost. We try to have it the same cost as on campus, but quite honestly, there are very few programs in that category. We have racial and ethnically diverse students. The reason we don't see more of those students is because so much of choosing and valuing study abroad is impacted by parents. Then we have LGBT students. We don't collect statistics on those students, so we really don't always know who they are unless they disclose to us. But that is a population that we really want to help guide. Then we have students with disabilities. I think the reason that we don't get more students, one, is because the ADA here in the U.S. is just a wonderful requirement, federal law, that every building is accessible, or if students need access, like a signer for a translator for a deaf student, the university provides it. Those laws are not abroad. Students who have mobility issues are going to be challenged in certain areas. Then a last category that's sort of overlooked are students, athletes. Athletes have very restrictive academic schedules, they have training schedules, and they're a population that only recently study abroad professionals have tried to reach out to.
Well, what we do is we make sure that all of our advisors are trained in the study abroad programs that are offered. We make sure that they're able to refer their students. Part of my responsibility is that I do have appointments out every week where students from any major in this college can come and talk to me. Mm-hmm. And in our main office, our secretaries know that, and we have handouts for all of our programs. And so that's kind of the main way that we make the programs known to our students. We also did a ComArt Study Abroad fair last week or the week before, which was the first time that we'd done that. And so it's just another way to get Study Abroad out there to students and to make it really easy for them to find out information, which hopefully will kind of spur them to apply and to study abroad.
The easiest way to reach out to students, because we know they use the internet so much, is our websites. We don't have websites for all the categories of students, but we do have one for what we refer to as multicultural students. For ethnic and racially diverse students, we have a page for LGBTQ students. We have a page for students with disabilities. We also visit various student groups. A group here that's supported through the Office of Study Abroad, the MSU Study Abroad group, and it has kind of a mixture of faculty and staff from across campus who come together every month and look at the written materials, look at the activities on campus, where we can tap in to reach out to students, how we can better serve. Financially, we have scholarships and work with financial aid to help with that piece. We have what we refer to as an accommodation request form, so that if a student with a disability needs help, they go to our CPD counselor, complete that form, it comes over to us, and then we work together with the student to assist them. I think that our work with students with disabilities has been very productive. I think we are reaching out to the various other groups, but I wish we were making more progress. So there's creative ways to reach out, and we do it in little pockets here and there. I think, unfortunately, there's myths out there, and study abroad's too expensive, I can't afford it. It's not for me, and students don't even get to the web pages or any of the materials or visit the office. But ways that we're trying to break down those financial barriers is through scholarships.
I have handouts on how to afford financial aid. In our freshman seminars that we teach to students, we stress to them that they can afford financial aid in the ways that they can do it, and not only student loans, but how they can fundraise and how they can start thinking about that as early as freshman year to start saving and start planning. And so those are kind of the ways.
We also work very closely with the Office of Financial Aid. We have tried to finalize the budgets for all of our summer programs by December and provide that information to the Office of Financial Aid. We try to keep our programs as cost effective as possible, but the key to selecting a program is planning. There are so many ways that they can look at the duration, the location. Planning is critical for financial issues.
Generally, our scholarships and the Office of Study Abroad scholarships, you have to have a 3.0 GPA. And so while a large percentage of the students who decide to study abroad do have that GPA, some don't. And so that's a hindrance for them where they can't really be applying for any of the scholarships. Mm-hmm. There is, students are able to get financial aid for study abroad, and I think that that is something that there isn't a great deal of knowledge about on the students' part, that they can apply for financial aid whether or not they receive it during the normal school year, mm-hmm. and that, you know, through student loans and grants that they can afford to go, and that taking out student loans, while you want to do it sparingly and you want to be thoughtful about it, if it's going to give you an experience like this that's going to help you in your career and that's going to help you as far down the road as you can see, that sometimes that's worth it. And I think that there's a hesitance with that among students.
So it's the high academic students and the high need students. The ones that fall in the middle sort of historically are the students from like a 3 point to 3.5, who are from middle class U.S. and don't have a high need, but they're a good solid student, but they're not high enough to get the merit scholarships.
Go.
I think there's always room for improvement. I think that looking at the programs we have and making sure that they're fitting our students as interests change, as our majors, the curriculum is changed to fit the changes in the journalism world or in the way that film production's going. We need to constantly be reevaluating the programs that we have and what they're offering to students and thinking of new programs. I think as a college we also it's very important that we stress study abroad in our classes, in our advising sessions, and so students are aware that not only is it an important thing, but it's something that they can do, something they can afford to do, it's something that will fit into their curriculum, and so it doesn't have to take them longer to do it or take them extra credits.
I think that we could better serve these underrepresented populations while they're abroad and provide better services and support for them while they're abroad, as well as when they return, if they are dealing with any what we call reentry issues. When you ask a student why didn't you study abroad, it was because of the money. I think that's a very clearly defined black and white response that everyone accepts, and it's certainly legitimate, but I think that sometimes there are deeper reasons why students aren't studying abroad. From our office wants to try to address those as best we can through working directly with students, working with faculty and staff so they better understand study abroad. Our office serves as a resource, but often I don't think students think to come to us. They prefer to go to their peers and they go to their faculty leaders, and that's fine, but sometimes there's seeking a more of a counseling understanding